If your home was on the market and didn't sell, it's frustrating, and no, it's not always the market's fault. In today's video, I'm breaking down the real reason that houses don't sell the first time they're on the market and what we can do differently when we put them on the market for the second time. Now, if you're new here, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. I've been selling real estate here in Louisville since 2019. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any of my market update videos, buyer and seller tip videos, or any other general real estate content that I post on this channel. Also, if you get something out of it, make sure you give the video a like, and if you've got any questions, leave them for me in the comments, or I've also got my phone number down below so you can shoot me a text or give me a call if you need to. Now, today I'm breaking down 3 of the main reasons that houses don't sell when they're on the market, and then after that, once they come off the market, then what we need to do to fix them before we actually put them back on the market. So the first one is the house was not ready for today's buyers. Now, here's the thing. In today's market, we do have more inventory. At the time of shooting this video, we've got more inventory than what we've had in the past couple years, and our inventory continues to climb. With that being said, we need to make sure that we prep the house correctly, because if we don't prep the house correctly and it doesn't show in the best light possible, it really hurts us. And so what we want to make sure we do is we want to make sure we do our curb appeal, our staging. We want to make sure we clean the house. We want to make sure that we fix all the small stuff, all those little repairs, that leaky sink, the loose door handle, a couple burnt out light bulbs, all that stuff adds up in a buyer's mind. And then the other thing is we want to neutralize and depersonalize it. So when we come in, neutralize and depersonalize, we really want to take out some of the stuff that's more unique to yourself and make it more evergreen to the point where it's kind of just more appealing to the general buyer and to pretty much most people that are looking to buy a house. We want them to kind of be able to see themselves living in that house. Now, the other factor in this is also going to be neutralizing it. And when it comes to neutralizing a property, what I'm talking about here is if you've got, a back bedroom, it's painted neon green with shag carpet, and it's, hot pink shag carpet, buyers are going to come in and they typically look at it and they see it being way more expensive than what it truly is to actually go ahead and replace the carpet and paint that room. In reality, it's probably not going to cost 10 grand to do that, but some buyers are going to come in and they're going to attach that price point to doing that, and then they're also going to attach that stress level of doing home renovations the second they move in. A whole bunch of other stuff comes with that, but neutralizing, depersonalizing, stage it correctly. We also want to make sure we focus on our curb appeal, because our curb appeal is our first impressions. Whether somebody drives by, sees that for sale sign, or they're on Zillow, Realtor.com, or any of the other search platforms, and they see that outside picture of the house that is typically the first picture, they're going to see the outside before they see the inside. So if the outside looks like it's a fixer-upper, some people aren't even going to click on it, because let's be honest, they're going to think the inside's also a fixer-upper. The inside could be immaculate, but if the outside shows that it looks like a fixer-upper, people aren't going to really take more of a look. People are really lazy when it comes to looking at houses. They're not going to click on it and go through pictures and see what the opportunity is, especially if it's already priced kind of towards the top of that price point. Now, the second reason that a house doesn't sell is going to be the price. Now, here's the thing. Buyers are really smart. They've got tools to see the estimated price and different things like that. I always tell people they're typically not accurate, because they typically aren't. It's an algorithm. It's a computer system. It doesn't have a human touch that actually takes a look and says, oh, well, the system is pulling in that house down the street that sold at auction for $1. It doesn't take into account all that stuff. So it's really important to actually look at the numbers and look at what the house could sell for in terms of, well, the neighbor's house sold for this, but neighbor's house was a 2-story. This is a ranch. So the ranches typically can demand a little bit more money. But with all that being said, we really want to make sure that when we go to price a house, we're looking at what the neighborhood's done in terms of other houses that are very similar to your house. We don't compare a 2-story to a ranch, and we don't compare a ranch to a 2-story, because they're 2 different styles of houses. And the best way to kind of compare it is to look at houses that are exactly like yours. And so we want 2-story to 2-story. We want kind of similar bedroom count, bathroom count, square footage, different things like that. So that way we can really dial in an exact listing price to get it for your house. Now, here's the other thing. When it comes to pricing a house, buyers know what houses are worth, and they're looking at the market every day, so they kind of know what the market's doing and what you can actually ask for your house. So make sure that we price it right from the get-go is going to give us a lot better results in the long run. Now, the third reason that a house doesn't sell is going to be our positioning on the market and our marketing plan for that house. Now, here's the thing. Nobody can buy the house if nobody knows it's for sale. I've seen for sale by owners sit on the market for 12 months. They're $20,000, $30,000 under what they should be, and nobody knows the house is for sale because they live on a dead-end street and they just put a sign in the yard, and that's the only advertising they do for that house. So if nobody knows it's for sale, nobody can say yes to it. So here's the thing. When it comes to marketing, we want to make sure we do professional photos and videos, because let's be really honest, we've all seen bad pictures of ourselves, and you wonder who that is because you see it and you're like, that doesn't even look like me. Now, when you get a good picture of yourself, you're like, okay, this looks really good, and I don't know how I look that good, but I'm going to take it, right? So when it comes to your house, if we're not showing it in the right light and we don't have professional photos and professional videos of the house, it could look like a completely different house than when photo set to the next photo set. So we really want to make sure that we do professional photos to show the house in the best light possible, to make sure that we can get the most amount of buyers in the house, to see the house and then make offers on the house, right? Now, with that being said as well, the thing that I like to focus on is I like to focus on my social media ads. And what I like to do is I put money behind my ads on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And the reason that I do that is because we can hit so many, thousands of people in the course of a couple days instead of, a couple weeks that we might be able to hit people with postcards. And we don't have necessarily the amount of people with the same dollar spent for postcards versus social media. So my last listing, we sold in 4 days. We got multiple offers. We sold for over asking price, and we got over 70,000 impressions in the course of 4 days. So if you're interested in my social media platform strategy, give me a call. I've got my phone number down in the description. I'd love to help you out with it. Once again, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville, and if I can help out with this relisting process, when your house doesn't sell the first time it's on the market and you're trying to figure out what to do, if you want even just a walk through consult with me, absolutely no obligation, give me a call or shoot me a text and we'll get it scheduled. Once again, click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any market updates, buyer and seller tip videos, or any other content that I post on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.